right, good afternoon everybody. This is Todd Mitchell. Today is Friday, September 27th, and today was a day I was not able to take advantage of anything in the market. I had other obligations today, and I wanted to get a video out for you and show you, some pretty good setups based on the three-part video series that I put out to you a couple weeks ago, based on the same principles. And so I want to go through those with you. All right, as you can see, the market opened up considerably lower from where it closed yesterday, right? This is yesterday's close, Thursday, 26th. Opened up down in here. All right. Now, remember, the third video in that series was called the 30-minute breakout, right? Well, this is the high of the first half hour, and this was the low of the first half hour. This bar right here was the 10 o'clock bar. So the first half hour break took, right, if you took that trade as the market broke down through this low, right, the market didn't quite get to your first profit target, which is the full point, right? It actually lost a little money, okay? So let me give you exact entry here. So again, the short trade on this was at 1680 and 3/4, so we'd be looking for 79 and 3/4. Well, the market went down to 80 even, stuck at the round number, and as soon as you saw this inside vertical bar, right, a lower high from the prior bar's high, right, and a higher low from the prior bar's low, you would have immediately brought your stop down to above this high. But not only would you be stopping yourself out as the market took out 1681 and a half, but you'd be going long above 1681 and a half, because this is a perfect play to the long side, right? On a retest of the low of the day, took it out marginally, created that inside bar. So you actually would have lost 1 full point on the first half hour breakout if you took that as the market took out the low, right? So you would have stopped yourself out as the market took out the high of that inside bar with a 1 point loss. And then immediately you'd be going long, right? So you'd actually be, in essence, stopping and reversing. You'd be going long, right? Remember video number 2 where I talked about the two powerful price patterns, right? The inside vertical bar and, of course, the opposite, the outside vertical bar, right? Well, in this case, this is using the inside vertical bar on a retest of a low, right? So a very, very low-risk trade setup. You'd be going long above the high with an initial catastrophic stop below the low of the day. So your stop on this trade, okay, so you would have lost a point on the first half hour break, and you would have been long at 81 and 3/4 with a stop at 79 and 3/4. So your initial risk was 2 on that. So you're looking to make at least 2 points on that. So if you're long the market, right, if you're long the market at 81 and 3/4, you're looking at 83 and 3/4 minimum. 83 and 3/4, which, look at this, folks, it was hit right just a few price bars later, right? So you're going long here, right? Again, since your initial risk is 2, you're looking initially to make at least 2 points. So 2 points up from 81 and 3/4 is 83 and 3/4 right there. So you'd have made 2 back there. Okay, again, I'm just going over a review on what happened today. Again, this is the E-Mini S&P 500 futures, right, on a 3-minute chart. Remember the 3 videos that I put out a couple weeks ago. Okay? So again, the first half hour breakout would have lost 1 point, right? Again, you would have moved that stop down to above the high of the inside vertical bar, and you would have reversed and went long based on the inside bar, which is one of the two powerful price patterns. All right? So, lost 1. Made 2 back. Again, this is minimum profit target. Remember, you were shooting for only 1 point on the first half hour breakout. But remember, that's only the first profit target. Okay? But that would have lost. The second trade based on a powerful price pattern, you would have made 2 points there. Now, when the market came up and retested this high, I would have been looking for either an inside or an outside vertical bar. Okay? So nothing was here. So there's no trade there. Market down, up. Now the market's retesting this high, right? And what do we get here? We've got another inside vertical bar. Again, I don't care where the market closes on an inside vertical bar. All I care about, if the market is testing a high and we create an inside vertical bar. Once the market takes out the low, I'm looking to go short with an initial catastrophic stop above the high. So just like in this trade right in here, right? Testing the low of the day, inside vertical bar, took out the high. I'm long with an initial catastrophic stop loss below the low of the day. Right? In this case, well, we're testing the prior high, takes it out marginally inside vertical bar, and the market comes down. Right? So whatever I'm risking on the trade, my first profit target is going to be that level. So if I'm going short at 1685 and a quarter, my stop is going to be at 87 and a quarter. Again, I'm risking 2 points on that. So 2 points down from 85, right? 85 and a quarter would put me at 83 and a quarter. All right, so we're looking, if you're looking for 2 points based on your risk, well, it only hit 83 and 3/4, so it never gave you the 2 point profit target. But if you remember back to the profit targets that I taught in that video, you're looking for a minimum of two times the range of the inside bar. That inside bar is 1 point, so 2 times is 2 points. So that is in perfect alignment with what your initial risk is. So it didn't hit 2 points. It missed it by 50 cents. It gave you 1.5 points before bouncing back up. But if you notice here, the market never took you out, right? The market never took out the high of the day, right? Remember, your initial stop was 86 or 87 and a quarter. It matched these highs right here. Oops. It never took you out. It eventually hit it right down in here. So, again, that's what you have here. Came back up, retested again. Good patterns that I did, another good pattern that I do teach in my program that I didn't show in the 2 powerful price patterns is what I like to call a double 3-minute bar high, right? 2 identical highs. The second bar's low is lower than the first bar's low, and the close is in the bottom quarter. Well, you didn't get it here because it didn't close in the bottom quarter. It closed just barely above the mid-range. This, on the other hand, double 3-minute bar high, right, with the lower low on the second bar, which is right here, and the close is in the bottom quarter. So this one, if you were flat the market, you could have went short and the market went down. So again, today had a couple good trades just based on the very simple trading setups that I showed you in the 3 videos, right? The second video, that inside vertical bar, right? And if you recall, on that second video, I really just showed you that inside bar, how it could be used at logical support levels, right, in an uptrend, or resistance levels in a downtrend. Well, in this video, I'm showing you that those same patterns, right, in this case, the inside vertical bars can be used at tops and bottoms when retesting, when you got a retest right in here, right? Got a retest right in here. So those are good trade setups. Okay, now if you want to look at a trend trade setup based on the inside vertical bar, you did have one here. You had an inside vertical bar here, right? The only thing is the market never took out this high. Remember the truth about trends? Market's got to make higher highs. Well, this high was not able to penetrate this high. Therefore, I was not looking to take this trade as the market took out the high here. Make sense? So again, another good pattern on a retest of a high or a low, right? On a high, in this case, a double 3-minute bar high. It's got to be identical highs, identical, but the second bar's low needs to be lower than the first bar's low, and it's got to close in the bottom quarter. That's a good trade setup for day trading. Okay? So again, hope that helps. Again, I apologize for not being able to get a video out earlier today, but again, I had things going on, so I was not able to trade. Again, just kind of wanted to refresh your memory a little bit about those 3 videos and how they could have been applied today, the principles, right? The powerful price patterns. And in this case, there were no outside vertical bars to be excited about, nothing set up according to the outside bar, the engulfing pattern, only the inside vertical bar. There were 2 setups, right? One to the downside and one to the upside. That's all. This is not an outside vertical bar because the high never took out the prior bar's high. Right? Nothing. So hope that helps, and I will talk to you soon. Hope that helps. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.